Hey fam, I got a surprise for you today. Now I love my Blacksett family, but I am so excited to be reunited with my sister, one of my faves, the one, the only, Sandra from Lag to Legacy. Now, if you are trying to change your mindset and you're trying to get your finances in order for this live abroad life, or just your life in general, her YouTube page is the place that you need to be. So we park hopped and we talked about traveling abroad and living abroad and those life hacks that you need and that we need to keep living this life abroad. A life that we couldn't have even dreamed of a few years ago. So come hang out with us and see how our lives have changed for the better. Yours can too. You might want to take some notes because we are going to be dropping some gems for you. Vamos. So I'm here with my sister. Who that is? Who that is?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. That is Sandra from Lag to Legacy.
Yay.
I am so fortunate to know this sister. She is big, absolutely. Ain't
My
nothing
big
but
brother.
love here. Ain't nothing but your big brother.
Best hugs.
Well, you know, lots of practice.
The best hugs.
So we are in Parque Metropolitano. It's our first time, both of us, here in the Zapopan area of Guadalajara. So we're just gonna check things out, take you along so that you can see why Guadalajara is the place to live in Mexico. People are really
Beautiful. They are
sleeping on Guadalajara. Completely sleeping on
Food
Guadalajara.
City,
Yeah.
architecture's here, parks. The people are wonderful. Tapatillos.
Oh, Tapatillos
Oh my
are
God.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing
they're the best people
warm
ever.
and friendly. And a real, I think, authentic Mexican experience, would you say?
I would. I totally say that.
Not touristy.
yeah.
Like if you've been to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum.
I've not been there. I've not been anywhere in Riviera Maya.
All touristy.
Right.
This is the exact opposite of that. You have neighborhoods, you've got businesses. It's not just a touristy place.
Right.
So this is one to check out, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And he is my official tour guide because I've been away for a while.
We haven't seen each other in a year and a half. I have missed my sister. She has been all over the world.
We've been getting it in.
You gotta follow her. Lag to Legacy on YouTube. My girl has been all over Southeast Asia. Oh my God. So now I gotta go because
gotta go. You
my
need to
best
come
friend
before
Greg
me.
has been, he went to Bali. So
Yes, he was in Bali.
they missed each other. He was in Bali and in Thailand, and they were just crisscrossing and literally on the other side of the planet, and they missed each
Ships
other.
in the night.
Yeah,
Crazy.
basically. So now between her stories and his stories, I have got to get to that side of the world.
We got you. We got the whole itinerary for you.
Good. I appreciate it.
And we're
Yeah.
going to share it with your followers so that you too will know where to go. If you come to Guadalajara, this is the man to see. When I tell y'all, my brother knows every great place to eat.
Nah.
Yes, he does. Watch some of his content. Watch the places that he's reviewed. I'm telling you, top notch, top tier. You took me to, was it Negroni? What was the place?
Oh,
for my birthday?
we took her to Negroni in Midtown for her birthday.
Oh my God.
You know, I
Great
have not been back to
cocktails.
Negroni since,
Oh
but it's
my
amazing.
God. Good food, great cocktails.
We gotta take you to Carajillo. Carajillo is amazing.
hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Carajillo is an amazing restaurant. Well, one, it's a drink. So it's a coffee cocktail that's just freaking delicious. But it's a restaurant in Andares.
I like that area too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to go there too. Look, she's only going to be here 4 days, and we're trying to cram everything in.
We're
Even though
all
she's
the bars, we're gonna hit all
Right.
the restaurants. In the park, we've already done 2 activities.
right.
It's not even noon. And we're
Exactly.
already done 2 activities today.
Yeah, but you coming back. You got to
yeah,
move
I
back.
am. You know I am.
You got to move home.
We gotta find me a spot.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're gonna be working on too. My brother don't know low key.
Yeah.
He's gonna be my realtor. As
Well, I got you covered on that part. Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna sign up for a second. We'll see you in a minute. Perfect.
We in business.
What's up, Sandra?
What's up, my brother?
So you got Lag to Legacy
In the house.
and Kevin, Melanin Man Travels. So we are in Guadalajara, and we are in Bosque
Colomos.
Bosque Colomos. Bosque in Spanish is forest,
My brother
right?
just taught me that today.
Yeah. So it's a park, but it's a forest, so maybe it's a park inside of a forest. So it depends on who you talk to. Some people call it Parque Colomas, other people call it Bosque Colomas. So today is Bosque Colomas.
It's gorgeous, no matter what you call it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Such a beautiful day here. So my sis not surprised me because I knew she was coming, but she texted me yesterday. I didn't know you were coming yesterday. And she gets a text, I'm here.
Surprise!
Oh, amazing. So we haven't seen each other in a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, brother missed you.
I missed you more.
Yeah.
When I tell y'all my brother gives the best hugs in the whole wide world, I'm telling you, when I met Kevin the first time, I was like, who is he giving out these hugs?
Yeah.
When I met you and Greg both, so warm, such a warm reception.
What's up,
I felt
Greg?
instantly safe. I knew I was safe from my
Oh,
brother.
absolutely. We're going to take care of you. Yeah. So I got some questions for you.
Fire away.
So I just want my people to know who Lack the Legacy is.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, I'm a retired teacher. I taught for almost 30 years.
Nice.
2 kids, family, the whole shebang of the boodle. I did the whole American dream. Everything that they told you to do, I did it. Went to school, bought the house, married the husband, had the dog, had the house, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward 25 years, I looked around and I'm like, this ain't it, sis. This ain't it. You have lived for the husband. You've lived for the children. You've lived for the job. You lived for Jesus.
Right,
I lived
right.
for everything and everybody but
Except for
Sandra.
Sandra?
Yeah. And that thing had hit critical mass. You know how God can make a space so uncomfortable you just have to go. Because I wasn't
Running.
ready to go.
Right.
I had to leave the house. I had to leave the job. It was all not right. And I knew it. My body was telling me, okay, you're not going to be able to stay here. And so when the pandemonium hit, y'all, I just did this pivot. I had time to sit at home and think.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I ain't happy here.
Okay.
I'm about to go make me happy.
Yeah.
And I had always been a traveler and started traveling. I was going to teach English in Spain. Went for 3 months and I was like, oh Lord, I'm hooked. Oh Jesus, I'm hooked. And that's what kicked it off.
Okay.
That trip to Spain, I saw a different way of living.
Yeah.
They took a real siesta.
They take a real siesta. They ain't playing.
They do that for real every day.
If you don't eat before 2, you're going to starve till 5.
Too late. So sad. We'll
Right.
catch you at dinner.
Right. Maybe.
But it's a different pace. And
Yeah.
so I knew, I was like, yeah, that's the answer. I'm not going to be able to sustain this American dream, this treadmill thing.
Right.
And so I'm telling you, I had written, and just to give you a little bit more backstory, a few years before that, one of my bosses asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, see, you don't ask a tired black woman that question.
Right.
Because I wrote it down. I was like, well, in 5 years, I'll never, number one, I'll never teach a day over 55. I'll be traveling the world with my grandchildren.
Right.
And I wanted to retire with my sanity and my teeth. That's what I wrote on the Post-it note. And
Okay, I got to step away.
I want to retire.
Not your sanity and your
And
teeth.
I'm gonna need that to
Right.
come up out of here. And she was like, "Oh, this is, you're being facetious." I said, "No." She asked me to rewrite. I said, "No." I mean everything that's on that paper.
Yeah.
And fast forward, during the pandemonium, I was home. I found that Post-it note.
Oh, seriously?
I found the Post-it note almost 5 years later. I had
Wow.
held on to it.
Okay.
And when I saw it, I was like, "Yep, that's your signal. It's time
It's
to
time.
go."
Yeah.
Sold the house, sold the car, left the job, told her, look at the squirrel. This is why we live here.
So the squirrel has been on the other camera for a while.
Look
Yeah,
at
he's
that.
over there having a good time.
Okay, y'all see I got ADHD too, right? But at any rate,
Keep talking. I'm going to get the squirrel.
okay. Oh my gosh. Kev. Okay, I'm going to keep talking.
Oh, the squirrel ran away.
We live for this. I am telling you, this park is amazing. Kevin, the first time we were together, we got squirrel footage.
We did get squirrel footage the first time we were here.
We go
Absolutely.
way back.
You know,
You're
I'm
my
gonna
brother.
pull that footage up.
We
Yeah.
did our first
with that little
shorts.
girl. Right. Yeah.
We started our YouTube channels not too far apart from one another. I think I might have had
She's
a year
brilliant.
ahead. I was maybe
Not even
1
a year. You didn't even have a full year.
You're right.
Yeah,
Sure enough, because I
yeah.
wasn't even monetized.
Right. But here I'm gonna show you a picture of us on that night we got together. We had a couple of nights where we got together and we got together to teach each other, but it really was Sandra was teaching all of us.
I was sharing.
Sandra was sharing. but she's a teacher, so she was educated.
It is, because I'm sure I slept right into
Right.
It is what it is.
But
we
I wouldn't have
this.
I would not have this channel if it wasn't for this brilliant lady right here.
We did that together.
Yeah.
My brother is an editor. See, we both have strengths. I
True.
have one strength, he has another. He will put you together a very polished, very beautiful product. You're going to get what you get when you're coming over here messing with me. So when you're coming from Lack to Legacy, I'm telling you right now, it is not going to look like Kev. Kev's got music and shots and pan in and pan out. Not so much.
Yeah, but with Sandra, you're going to get your life changed.
Because I'm going to tell you the whole truth.
Right.
Because if
Absolutely.
it's time to go, brother, it's time to go.
And it's time to make that money. It's time to make
time
that
to
money.
make that money.
Lack to legacy.
We left all that scarcity mindset behind because that's what
Absolutely.
was at the root of it, was the fear
Right.
of moving
Right.
because you're afraid that what if? Am I going to be able to replicate this salary? Am I going to be able to live?
Oh my
all
God.
That
That's
fear,
it.
all that fear. And
Right.
the fear kept me in those places longer than I should have.
Yeah.
And once I came face to face with, oh shoot, this is scarcity mindset. We all operate out of that. That was the lack. And then the legacy part came in. It was necessary for my pivot to come up with a way to create and generate income. And so I learned to trade and become a better investor. And what
Love
does any good teacher do? As soon as you learn something, you teach it to somebody else.
You pass it on. You pass it on.
And here we
Yeah.
are, 3 years later, 3,000 subbies in.
I love it.
We're
3,000!
coming up on 3,000. So y'all like and subscribe. You know what to do. When you catch this content, you like, subscribe, and share with somebody who you
Absolutely.
think it might help. Share both of the channels out, and I'm telling you, when you do that, it tells the YouTube algorithm that this is valuable content, number one, and then they will in turn pass it out and push it out to other people. And that's how we grow.
So let the algorithm algo.
You see?
I
You
love
let it
it.
do what it do.
Let it do what it do.
And then we all grow that way.
I love it.
So
during the
yeah.
pandemic, the pandemic was, I'm not going to get into the various names, but we're just going to call COVID-19.
You know, I say the pandemonium.
The pandemonium. I ain't mad at it. So yeah, COVID-19, the pandemic, the plandemic, whatever you want to call it, it was a blessing for me too.
Yeah.
Because that's when I sold my condo in LA.
Yeah.
And my friends were like, how the world you gonna sell your condo? Why are you moving into an apartment? I had a plan.
And people don't always see it. They don't have to see the vision.
They don't have to see the vision, as long as you see the vision.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
it.
So sold it, got a spot in Vegas, and that was intentionally temporary, even though I stayed a year longer than I was supposed to. But it's all good in God's plan.
You were putting things in place.
I was putting it in place, and now
Did you
I'm-
know at the time that you were putting things into place so that you would be here, like abroad? Did you know?
So how far back are you asking?
When
did
you
I
sold
know?
the condo at that time, were you aware, like, okay, this is really a building block to me living the life of my dreams? Did you know, or were you just, was that a necessary step at the time? And you know how sometimes we
Yeah.
do just what we know in front of us?
Absolutely.
You
yeah.
walk by faith with, just enough light for this step,
Just- right.
and I make this step.
And then I take the next one.
Or did you really kind of see the vision? Like, I'm putting this in place because eventually I'm going to be out of here.
So I saw a vision. So, and sometimes when you are stepping out in the vision, you get distracted. So the vision at that point was to move to Cape Town, South Africa.
Ooh.
Right? And so I'm like, I'm gonna sell the condo. I'm gonna go ahead, move down there and get a spot. But the way that the pandemic was being handled there, and now we're about to get a little socio-political, but South Africa jumped on the pandemic really early.
Okay.
They were knocking on doors. They were testing people immediately to make sure that they could, get on top of this and contain it, right? However, I learned that once the vaccine rolled out, that was financial, and that countries that had more money were able to get the vaccine a lot faster and easier. So even though South Africa had jumped on the virus quicker and had acknowledged that it was really, they were acknowledging that the virus was happening. And in America, we still trying to,
We're still arguing about masks.
and is it the flu? Right?
That's sad.
So unfortunately, they weren't able to get as much of the vaccine as we were. So I was a little concerned of moving there at that time.
Okay.
And so Mexico had been my number 2. So I moved Mexico to number one. But when I sold the condo, here's how you get sidetracked. And we were talking about this earlier. I was still on the hamster wheel because I was still working, and I started looking at real estate again.
Oh yeah, I heard you told me that. Oh my God. Talk
So-
about dodging a bullet.
So I sell a $300,000 condo and start looking at $600,000 houses.
It's the American sickness. It's the upgrade. It's the capitalism. Yes.
It is
it's
the
the
sickness of
bigger,
capitalism.
the better.
Yeah.
Yep. And always moving forward. That always, am I better off this year than I was last year? It's that thing. And I think it's such a part of capitalism and being a cog in that wheel, because they can't make it without our labor. And we bought
Absolutely.
into it. And then you just keep upsizing your life.
Yeah.
And 30 years later, you have upsized yourself right into a nervous breakdown and
Absolutely.
bad health. And I think we got out of there just in time, brother.
Because we did. Because it's not truly an upsize. It's
Yep.
just trading one shackle for more and bigger shackles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
Exactly.
thankfully, I didn't do that, and I moved into an apartment, and then decided, hey, in retirement, I don't want to continue to pay California state taxes.
I don't know
So,
how you did it.
well, I decided to move to a non-income tax state.
There you go.
And it was either going to be Florida or Nevada. And we know what's happening down in Florida, so that was an absolute no. So, Las Vegas was it.
Let's call in your name.
So I bought a place there with the intention of renting it out, right? And becoming a resident so that I ain't got to pay. Look,
but look at all those pieces you were putting in place.
and they were
Step by
unfolding as
step.
I was walking,
Yeah.
right? As you say, walking by faith.
Yep.
As I walked, they were unfolding.
Yeah.
And I got sidetracked when I tried to buy the other house in LA, which would have been a disaster because I'd still be locked into my job,
Oh,
right? And then I stayed a year longer in Vegas than I thought I was because I moved there not thinking that I would enjoy living there, but I actually did. So I, created a tribe there, a good friend group, and, got caught up in socializing there, which wasn't a bad thing, but I kind of lost focus on the plan. And once I got refocused, then Guadalajara it was.
yeah, but we know there are no missteps.
There are no missteps,
No.
absolutely. Because I grew and I learned from all of it.
Absolutely. And I think time spent with good people is time well spent. You don't,
Absolutely.
I never regret
Yeah.
connecting with my family. I
Thank
never
you.
regret connecting with the tribe, my tribe. Now, if I'm just in a space with some foolishness, I
something
think we have cut that. I think the more that you get out into the world and you disconnect from the matrix and you connect with authentic people on authentic journeys doing their thing, you recognize it. And now my spirit is totally irritated when I'm
Right.
in the presence of somebody who is still with that American mindset. If they're still on that capitalist, how big is your house? How big is your
Right,
car?
right.
Blah, blah, blah. That thing just irritates my spirit.
Absolutely.
But when I'm with my friends who are doing phenomenal things, when I tell you we're writing books, we are starting businesses, we are just living joyful
Absolutely.
lives, that thing is a vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
And we
when
feed
I
off
feel,
each other.
yes, Lord, and I that's the joy. So I think that whole pivot from leaving the things that don't serve us, that's what it was for me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm absolutely done with wearing the mask
Yeah.
and being the cog and doing things for others.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chase this joy. And the more I chased it, the more I created it, the more I connected with people who were living the same dream. And it has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
It has been a phenomenal ride, brother.
Yeah.
I'm 3 years in.
3 years
I
in.
know,
That
won't he
is
do it?
crazy.
3 years
Won't he
in.
will?
The first year and a half in Mexico,
Yeah.
I met all these wonderful brothers and sisters who were on the same quest. All of us had been successful in our careers.
Yeah.
We had raised our children.
Yep.
We had property, all of the stuff,
All
all
the
of the
things.
American dream. And we were still like,
It was kind of a nightmare. It was still a nightmare.
it was absolutely a nightmare.
It wasn't as much as a nightmare as it was a lack of freedom.
Yeah.
I thought I was free. But
And you think the more money you have, the more free you are. That's not it. It's a mindset.
yeah,
Money, don't get me wrong, because we talk money on my channel.
absolutely.
Money doesn't make you happy. It just helps fill in the gaps. I mean, it really helps ease. So money can buy you a housekeeper. Money can help with meal prep and all those things you don't like to do.
Yeah.
But you said it. Freedom is the real flex. It's
Absolutely
freedom and
it
being
is.
able to choose. So I can decide in 3 days, oh, I don't want to be here no more.
I'm out. Right. And that's what you do.
I think I want to go to this part of the country.
My girl been all over the world.
We had a good time too. We had a good time. But you listen, he's talking about me. He did a whole European trek, Greek, all of it. So we got to compare notes.
Right,
Because he's been
right.
to some places that I haven't been, and I've been to some places that he hasn't been.
Yeah.
So we've got to compare notes.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do too, you all. We knowledge share. We don't gatekeep.
Oh yeah.
You know how when
absolutely.
you're in corporate America, it's that I can't tell you the secret sauce, because if you know the secret sauce, then
Right.
I'm not special. We don't do that.
Right.
When I find something that works, that has made my life either easier or I found it to be, it fed my soul, my spirit in some way, I want to tell. It's like, let me tell you where I can find this good fruit. Let me tell you where I found this.
Gracias, mi amigo.
And we share like that because we aren't in that same mindset of accumulating and competition.
Right.
It's none
There's
of that.
no need for that.
No.
Yeah. That's a part of the matrix, as you say. It's part of being on the capitalistic hamster wheel.
Yep.
Because you have to compete to be able to
Yep.
keep your spot, to quote unquote make what you want to make or get to whatever level that you want to get to, and all that stuff. But let me ask you this, because like you said, we both were successful in our careers and we made decent money. I don't, my income is nowhere near what it was before. And you talk about, my trip to Europe. I find that living this life of freedom and being able to really have choice and not be in that competitive thing, that my life is so much richer. And I do things that friends and family who are working still in that system can't even afford to do.
And they can't imagine it. They all want to know, how are you doing it? How do you
How
afford
in
it?
the world are you doing it?
We talked about this. We talked about the life hacks because we have learned a life hack.
Yeah.
And for me, and it's something that I talk about, and I do a weekly class, we talk about this. It's a mindset shift change.
When is your weekly class?
We meet every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So wherever you are, you can adjust. Yep. And we talk about money and we talk about mindset. And I think there's a mindset shift that has to happen. Because once you unplug from the matrix like that, you've got to put something in place or you're just out here floating. And so now money is still important. We all know that. But what we do and what I've done is I've downsized, not even downsized, I've right-sized.
Oh, that's a good term.
I've right-sized.
Right-sized, yeah.
For this time in my life, I no longer needed a 4-bedroom house, you all. Why did I need a Tahoe, LTZ? What was I doing? It was just me.
It was just you rolling around in this big old...
Because everybody else got a new truck, and so you got to get a new truck. I mean, no, you do not. No, you do not.
Yeah.
I would say it's more simply, I've become a minimalist in some ways.
Me too.
I had an entire house full of things. It took me an entire year, 1 full year. And I tell everybody this, you all know this. I sold everything in my house and I lived off of the stuff for an entire year.
Of all the stuff that you sold?
The stuff that was stuffed in my closets. And I know you all know what I'm talking about. The stuff that's in your garage that you don't touch. The things that are in your basement, in your attic. Every nook and cranny of that house had stuff. Because of course, what do you do when you're a capitalist? You live in you acquire things.
You buy.
And that stuff was weighing me down. Now I don't have that. I have things that are meaningful to me. I have artwork that was meaningful to me. Things that my children gifted me that, those things that were meaningful, and I keep those in the States. But as I travel throughout the world, y'all, I have 2 suitcases and a backpack.
I'm not mad at
Everything. That's it. And when I travel, like if I'm out for a month or so, I'm down to a backpack. Oh, y'all got to watch that video.
Okay.
15 pounds.
We're gonna try and post it here because I need to learn that lesson. Right. Because I
15
had
pounds.
2 pieces of luggage in the backpack when I was in Europe. But you know what? And so we haven't
But
talked.
that's because he's gonna go out. You gonna see him in a fresh fit. Oh, well, I don't have to have all that. I got 3 dresses, 2 shorts. I got it down to
I
a
need to
capsule
live like that
wardrobe.
because I didn't even wear all that stuff.
I
I
know.
didn't even need all that
That's
stuff.
it. You probably bought several pairs of shoes.
And then I bought stuff while I was there. Did I tell you I broke my arm when I was in Lisbon?
I saw that.
And I broke my
I
luggage.
saw that. I was following you. You know I follow
Yeah,
you.
well, absolutely. If we don't see each other, we at least know where we at.
Yep, we keep up with one another. And I'm telling you, to be able to travel like that, brother, it's a dream come true for me.
Absolutely.
As a kid, I always just wanted to be like outside. I wanted to be on my bike. Yes, and we are literally outside. Literally, figuratively and literally. So you did Europe, you did Greece, I did Southeast Asia.
You did all Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Yep, and I'm
I did
coming
the
back
UK
this way.
and Europe.
Yeah, man. And so we're going to flip-flop, I think. I think I'm going to do Europe. And then you'll do you got to get to Japan. Oh, my God.
Really?
Oh.
Your Japan video was amazing.
Oh, Japan.
It was never on my radar until I saw your video. I was like,
you got to go.
oh, okay. Yeah.
It's next level.
Really?
Yep, it really is.
That was a little insane.
Yeah, if you got to pick one place in Asia, whether it's a budgetary constraint or you've got time constraints, I would certainly say Japan.
Is it not expensive or?
You know, folks say that. They say that the yen is weakening against the dollar and the dollar's pretty strong. Yeah, but Japan is still very expensive. It was still $100 to take a taxi from the Narita airport to the neighborhood where I was staying. So everybody takes the public transportation system, and it's so easy to use.
Oh, well then I'm good.
Yeah, you already. Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
This is a world traveler.
I live on public transportation.
He gets around. He knows how to do it. I was a little apprehensive because I don't normally do it. I usually Uber everywhere, but it is expensive. So I guess expensive is a relative term. I don't mind spending. My style of travel is luxury on a budget. I love good stuff. Yeah. I just don't want to pay you full price for it. So I'm going to use points.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm going to max. I want to know what kind of credit card. What can I get? What can I get for this?
Right.
I want the best room, but I want to know how I can get 20% off on the best room. And so I've mastered some things that help me achieve the style of travel that I like and still stay within my budget. And so, So to answer your question in short, Japan, they say it's not expensive, but it is.
Okay.
It really, it is.
Yeah.
I would say it's certainly the most expensive in all of Southeast Asia. So it really technically isn't Southeast Asia, it's Asia proper.
It's Asia proper, okay.
But it's up there. So I think to stay at a really nice place, you can get anything. They're all budget levels. But,
But the lifestyle that we live now offsets that.
Yes, we can afford luxury travel and still maintain our budget because that's the life hack. That's what we were talking about.
That's the life hack.
We have minimized our expenses, our everyday living expenses. And so I'm telling you, I'm living on a fraction of what I was living on in the States. A fraction of it. And so we do a couple things. We travel and we invest. We're doing the same thing.
Basically.
We're just doing it in different times and spaces. We take the difference of what we would have paid in mortgages, cars, insurance, and all that stuff, and we put that toward our investments.
Yep.
So that money's making money while we sleeping or while we out on the plane somewhere.
Right.
It's really that simple. I wish I could tell you it was some genius thing we were doing, but that's how I'm doing it. And so some of that money I invest right off the top. And then the rest of it, y'all, I throw it up in the air and shake and shimmy. I'll be like, I
shake and shimmy.
We're headed up. I shake my shimmy under the rest of it. And then that's it. And I've been able to make that work and I don't feel the pinch. I did a video too, Kev. I'm paying $325 a month for my beautiful apartment in Chiang Mai. My last light bill was, I want to say it was like $15. My water bill was 87 cents.
87 cents?
I'm not lying. Okay. My water bill was 87 cents.
Crazy.
It was 87 cents. I don't think it was a full dollar. I don't think so.
For like what, a month?
I was gone that month, but even on a good month, it's maybe $3. Yes, my water bill is maybe $3.
So you had your spot that you're paying $300 a month.
Yep.
And then you're out traveling.
Absolutely. I come home for a month, I leave for a month. Because I'm only paying where else
Life
can
hack.
you pay?
Absolutely.
That's like $10 a day.
Right.
You would buy, that's 2 cups of coffee. I
Right.
live for 2 cups of coffee a day.
Right. And you would have paid more if you had to store your stuff.
Absolutely. You would have paid more for that in anywhere, in a hotel, Airbnb, anywhere. So yeah, it's a real, Southeast Asia is a great way. So I found a place. It's my home base. I drop my suitcase off, my big one. I travel with my backpack. I'm out for a month. That's the beauty of learning to travel with a backpack. Because I am really free. I can go out for a whole month with one backpack, 15 pounds.
I need a full master class
I'm
on
going to
that
show
one.
you how to do it. I'm telling you, because it's really simple. Some simple things. Because I bet you probably carry toiletries with you in your bag.
Yeah.
So most of that stuff you can always get there.
This is true.
Yep. You need just enough. I like to pack just enough in my backpack so that if anything gets lost, like if I'm traveling with my backpack and maybe a carry-on, in my backpack I have just enough to get me started. So I may have 2 toothbrushes. I've got everything I need to get me started. And then the rest of it, I know I can get there. Right. Now I don't have any problems getting through
through TSA.
Nothing.
Absolutely.
There's nothing in my bag,
because I always
sir.
get stopped
and
throw something away. I'm like, I just bought that.
Never. Okay,
that
and I
makes sense.
use it while I'm there. And if I'm traveling regionally, like I just came from PV on a bus, not even an issue.
Right.
No issue with checking in luggage and all that stuff. So yeah, you learn the ropes pretty quickly. So 3 years of travel has taught me quite a bit.
So let me ask you this. So we met here in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then you were gone for a year and a half doing your amazing adventures. And now you're back. Why did you pick Mexico initially?
You know, I was a part of a group, and there were 8 ladies, and I'm going to tell you, this is the power of being with like-minded people. There was a cohort, so to speak, of us. There were 8 women in the U.S., and we'd all come to the same conclusion that we were ready. We were ready to go.
Okay.
And we just held each other accountable. It was an accountability group. And so we all set out with an intention. We all kind of outlined where we wanted to go, and most of us had picked Mexico. There was another cohort who had picked Lisbon, and so I partnered with 2, and Mexico just seemed like I clicked with those. Like, you know, the same thing we talked about. We were vibing.
Right. Yeah.
It was the same thing, and so we picked that. And don't you know, every last one of us in that cohort actually saw it through to the end. We all made it out. We all went to Mexico. Everybody, really, no sister got left behind.
That's
and
amazing.
So the first place we wound up was Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And I had a good time.
That's so interesting. I was chatting with a brother who has a different channel, and we were talking about a little bit the differences between how men and women view this life abroad, being a black expat. And for you to have been in a cohort, taking me back to grad school. For you to have been with a group of women and you guys supported each other to the point of you all being able to move. I can't say that men don't operate like that, but generally we don't. And I think the only other person that is as like-minded as me is my best friend Greg. What's up, Greg?
Yeah. Hey, brother.
Yeah, we've been on this expat journey, desire for a couple of years. And actually, for me, it started with him because he was talking about leaving the U.S. first.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But because of life circumstances, he's not at that place yet. But for me, my move was solo, and I really didn't share it with many people because I think people will tend to talk you out of stuff because they can't see the vision or their fear that they project onto you. Because I had so many people freaking out. Oh my God, you moving to Mexico? Ain't it dangerous? I had Mexicans in America trying to talk me out of moving to Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, clearly you've never been to the country for you to be saying the things that you're saying.
And it happens all the time.
Happens all the time, but there are places in the U.S. that you ain't gonna catch me. There are states that I'm not going to.
Really?
In the U.S.
He knows. I was sleeping in the U.S. with a loaded 9mm. You can look it up on the internet. I've told the story. It never changes, and that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
In a wonderful neighborhood, mind you.
Wow.
It wasn't like it was a bad neighborhood. It was a clearly middle-class neighborhood.
Yeah.
I knew all my neighbors. We'd all been there 20-plus years. But there were things that were happening in the city of Chicago that had me on heightened alert. I literally slept like that for, oh my God, well over a year before I realized you're not living. You are
just
not
existing.
living. You're waiting for something to jump off.
Right.
You are waiting, embraced. Do you know what kind of stress that puts on your body? And I think we live in those states for so long, we become numb to it. You don't even realize how stressed or how taxed you've taxed your nervous system. So yeah, getting out of there, man, was the best.
Oh my
It was
God.
the best thing.
When I left LA and I was in therapy, I got diagnosed by my therapist and my psychiatrist, PTSD.
I think so many Black folks have PTSD. We just don't know what it feels
And
like.
that's
We
what my
don't know what
therapist
it
said.
is.
It's
Yes.
like, yeah, he's like most people have PTSD because of the
Welcome to the club, brother. I'm diagnosed too.
Maybe. Yeah, the shared experience that we have living
Yes.
in a country who has never really valued us, appreciated us, loved us, protected us,
Absolutely.
has been jealous of us, want what we have and what we do,
Absolutely.
but don't want to acknowledge that. And we can talk about that ad nauseum. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we know it.
okay. Sorry, y'all. It's a
in
gang of
nature.
flies. Yeah, we in nature, absolutely.
We
outside. We outside, for sure.
Sometimes I swear I think we think with the same brain.
Pretty much we do. We keep completing each
outside.
other's sentences, which is the amazing thing about friendship and meeting people that you click with. Like, she was already living in Mexico, and I had just got here back in July of 2023. And that's when I left my house in the States and have rented it out. And at that point, I want to say that I was homeless, but I was without a home.
You were unhomed.
I was unhoused, absolutely.
Unhoused.
Which was my life hack and how I was able to live in Europe for 3
Yeah,
months.
come on, tell
You
the
know,
people. Tell the people it's doable.
It's completely doable. I didn't have a mortgage because my tenants were paying the mortgage. I didn't have rent here in Mexico.
Y'all better be taking notes.
So all my expenses that went that I incurred throughout Europe was no different than me paying a mortgage. Now the other life hack is we both have limited liability companies. We have LLCs.
Absolutely.
That's a write-off.
We started businesses.
Yep. So about 55% of that European trip was a write-off.
See, he's so savvy.
No,
I'm just learning.
I just be on the
I'm
interwebs.
A newbie. I'm a newbie, but that's it.
Yeah, no.
We created multiple streams of income. I know people say that all the time and it sounds so cliche, but when you think about it, if you're getting money from your investments,
Yep.
you're getting money from your property,
Yeah.
you're getting money from your small business,
Yep.
those are multiple streams of income.
Right.
And our YouTube channels, his is going to be monetized soon. That's another income stream.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So
But my small business didn't make any money that year.
that's okay.
It was absolutely. It was a
tax-
complete loss that
And-
I was able to write off against my income that I did bring in.
And that's how we do it.
And
folks.
that's how we do it.
It is truly a string or series of life hacks
Yeah.
that have ensured that we can live the lives of our dreams,
Right.
and we have not had to compromise our standard of living. Because I'm not missing anything.
Mine's better.
Oh, you heard what I said? We
Mine
talked
is
about this
better.
all the time. The U.S. may have, and I think people think about, especially when you come to Mexico or you go to Southeast Asia, you may look and say, well, you can't even drink the water there, or
You can't drink the water in Flint.
Well,
But we
see,
ain't
I
gonna
wasn't going to even go there. I wasn't
We ain't
gonna
gonna talk
go
about
there.
it.
I wasn't going to even go
We ain't
there.
gonna talk about it.
There's a difference between standard of living
Yeah.
and quality of life.
Ooh, talk about it. Talk
And
about
I
it.
think
She
people in
preaching now.
America, yes, we get caught up in the standard of living, because we got 24-hour stores, we got infrastructure that doesn't quit, you got all these things, but your quality of life is trash. Everybody's on an antidepressant, everybody's going to see, we've got all this other stuff. I heard somebody say America's the only country that makes you sick and then charges you twice as much for the cure. Then they
it ain't
overcharge you
5
for the
times.
cure. Insane. And I have learned I don't need that stuff. Being able to downsize, being able to adopt this minimalist kind of lifestyle, it has freed me up to move about the globe. I'm a sun baby. I don't want to be in Chicago where it's dark and dreary 5 months out of the year.
Sure.
I need sun. Vitamin D, we all know the science behind vitamin D.
Yeah.
And so I chased the sun. That was a part of the
I ain't
reason I
mad
came to
at it.
Mexico too. I was like,
Right.
wait a minute, baby. They got great weather. Are you kidding me? And the people are warm and friendly.
Oh, la gente, the people in Mexico and in Guadalajara specifically, the Tapatíos, and I've said this in videos before, they are the most amazing, loving,
Yep.
giving people. I mean, they will just take the shirt
Yes.
off their back to help you out, no question asked. Yeah.
It runs exactly counter to all the propaganda that the U.S. is selling. I say this,
Absolutely.
the U.S. has the best PR team in the world.
Baby.
They talk about American exceptionalism. Okay, if you say so.
Right.
I love everything that I was able to get in America. I worked for
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
I was able to raise my children in the house, build some, financial
Yeah.
stability and stuff. But the truth is, it was time to go.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with building in a place. There's also nothing wrong with leaving a place when you've outgrown it. I heard another woman say that some cities have like an expiration date on
Sure.
them. And you just outlive that place or you outgrow it. And so that in itself is another kind of freedom. You don't have a house. I don't have to worry about it. I do not have to worry about my stuff. When I get ready to leave Chiang Mai, when I get ready to leave Asia, because I am coming back this way, I have a TV, an air fryer, a printer. I'm gonna give that's the next startup kit for the next expat that's coming in.
Right.
Here's your startup kit.
Right.
You're gonna need the same thing I need. You can have it all for $200. I'm out.
Well, see, like that's how I furnished my apartment.
That's it.
Because my apartment was someone else's startup kit when he was here, and then he had to leave, and then it became my blessing, is what it was.
Yes.
But
it's how we love on each other.
Absolutely.
And of course, everywhere we go, and I think this is another misnomer that people get wrong, is that I hear this question all the time: are you lonely? I am
no.
never lonely. Are you kidding me? Oh, look at this squirrel. This girl is doing the most. The squirrel is doing the most.
Oh, he's trying to get to my
He's
water. Come on over.
coming to see us.
Oh, we'll get on camera. Here he is.
Hi,
Hey,
look
squirrel.
at that.
Hi.
Hell,
He just walked right on by.
he sure did. Y'all see that? I'm scared. You see?
So the squirrels here are, what do you call it?
Almost domesticated.
Yeah, they're almost
because-
domesticated. They're so accustomed to the people coming and feeding them. So, in some places, a squirrel will like jump out a tree on you. But here, they're just like your cousins.
The kids feed them
All
every
the time.
Sunday, y'all. It's the most
Yeah.
adorable thing.
Yeah.
We got to share that footage because
No,
we got
yeah.
it the last
It's
time.
going to be right there. Yeah.
We got it the last time we were here. They feed them like popcorn. Literally, the kids get right down there. So it is the sweetest thing. I'm still scared of them because, I still got some U.S. trauma. I'm
Not
still
mad at
working
it.
out some trauma. Because
Not
where
mad
I
at
came from, the squirrels, that's
Yeah.
a whole other story. But yeah, so we've got these life hacks that we've worked out.
Yeah.
There's a network of us. I promise you, and
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
give you this one for free. If you're looking to go somewhere, Google or go to Facebook
here
and
it come,
type
here it come.
Black in and put the name of the place. Black in Chiang Mai, Black in Bali, Black in Guadalajara. And trust me, something's going to come up.
Yeah.
And that's how you start the conversation, because generally there's somebody who has been there before you. And we are a community of sharers. We don't gatekeep.
Right.
Because we all know what it's like to be the first one to come, or we all know what it's like to try to figure out how does transportation work here. Where are you all eating? And we are more than happy to share.
Absolutely.
And when I bump into people who, don't do that, that's not my tribe. My tribe of people, no.
Are
If
givers.
yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
gatekeeping the whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you feed off the energy that you meet. Because
Yeah.
when I moved here in July, that first week, I purposely didn't meet anybody. I wanted to just get acclimated to Mexico, meet locals, see what happens. Then I popped over to Mexico City, and when I came back is when I went to the first event for black. Back then it was Black People in Guadalajara.
I think so.
Yeah, but now it's Blacks in Guadalajara on Facebook. Went and hung out with them on a game night on a Friday. They said, hey, we're having brunch on Sunday, and then that's when we met. And met.
Just like that. It was like, yep, that's my brother.
Yep. We just clicked and vibed, hung out that day, and then you'll see in this footage of us collaborating, doing our YouTube channel stuff.
Yeah. That's where we started out at a meal, something so simple, something so innocuous.
Yep.
And from there, it was, I've been following you the whole time. I follow him wherever he goes. He don't even know it. Most of the time, I have my eye
because you be the first one to be like, "Hey,
I'm
brother."
Commenting. Yes,
hey,
I want you to
brother.
know. We got eyes on you. But for me too, that's another way because I'm a solo traveler, and I am out a lot of times by myself. Yeah. And even though I may have connected with the local community, it is great that my friends know if they haven't heard from me in a month, they haven't heard from me. She hasn't posted in 2 weeks. Somebody's going to reach out and like, hey, you know, I ain't seen you.
Where you at?
It's a safety for me. And I'm telling you, you're going to make me cry. I'm not crying with you on film. When I tell you, I'm telling you, my trauma out of the U.S. was real. My PTSD is rooted in real experiences. And being able to be in company with black men and feel safe. This is my own story. To feel totally safe. I felt so safe. I was like, oh my God, I could relax. I mean, we didn't really even know each other. We had met over dinner, but I tell you, energy is real. But sometimes when you're on the, in the rat race, you are so bogged down with all the responsibilities and all that other stuff that clouds your brain. You begin to detach from that innate thing that we all have, your intuition about people, about where you're safe. And we ignore a lot of things, at least I did. Because I'm not so bogged down with all the crazy, I really hear what's happening. If my body says something ain't right, I believe it and I act accordingly.
Sure.
I knew instantly when I was with you and Greg, I was like, oh shoot, are you kidding? I'm about to take my shoes off. I am with my brothers and I felt so safe. That was important to me. Moving around the globe, finding a place in a community where I could feel safe. Thank you, brother. I'm not crying with you today. And that was it.
Are your eyes sweating?
I'm not doing anything. Who cutting onions around here? Who keeps cutting these?
It's a little warm. Your eyes sweating. It's all good. But ain't nothing but love. Ain't nothing but love.
Yeah, that was when I knew. I was like, yeah, this is my brother, for sure. Absolutely. And so when we get back together, it could be months that we haven't seen each other or talked to each other. It's the same energy. It's the same. Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. So I'm never lonely. I go to places. I have enough friends and enough networks now that when I was in PV, there's brothers and sisters there.
Right, absolutely.
I'm going to do the whole Mexico circuit. And in every city, there is a black inn. And not just the Facebook group, but you begin to interface with these people and they become your extended family and friends. And so, nope, afraid not, folks. We are not lonely.
Not at all.
We're not lonely. We are not struggling. We're not eating beans. We have learned a for real life hack, and I think it's my pleasure and almost my obligation to pay it forward. And tell folks, you can disconnect. You don't have to live that way. I think people don't do it because sometimes they just don't know that you can actually do it.
Yeah. You can only, what is it? If you know better, you do better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what's next? So I didn't know, I assumed that you left your spot in Chiang Mai. No, so you still got your...
Are you kidding me? $325 a month? I'm going back because I didn't do China. And so I'm going to go back. I have a lease there. I've got a long-term lease. And now so I never intended though. That was not my intention. I intended to be there for like 3 to 6 months. I was like, okay, I'll bop around, see everything.
Right.
But because I like to slow travel,
you do. Which is an amazing way to see the world and to live.
Yeah, because you spent 3 months in Europe. It's a whole different experience than like going for a weekend or 5 days. Because then you're really trying to cram things in.
True.
But when you're there for months, and I think that kind of blows folks' mind. Like, you were in Europe for 3 months. 3-4 months. It is totally doable. And so,
and living life, because again, you know, I was in different cities. Friends came and met me in different places because they wanted to hang out. I went and met friends. I have a friend that lives in Manchester, England. I have a friend, Krishan. Hey, Krishan.
Hey, Krishan.
Krishan lives in
Global.
Lisbon. Blacks at Global. Yeah, so like you said, I wasn't lonely. I had people that I wanted to see there, but then there was a lot of alone time.
yeah,
Yeah, which is amazing.
because you can absolutely strike that balance. You know, you can have as much company as you want, and then you can also carve out that space for yourself. And for me, being an introvert, I need that. I'm telling you, it's the perfect life.
Right,
It is literally, is it without stress or without challenges? No, that's life.
Absolutely
You know,
not.
me.
Yeah. Try
But-
breaking your arm in a foreign country with broken luggage
Oh, Lord.
during rainy season.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm-
but don't you find that the more you overcome all of those obstacles, it builds your capacity and you know you can handle anything?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like you could drop me anywhere on the globe.
You gonna figure it
Anywhere.
out. You gonna make it happen.
Anywhere.
Antarctica.
I literally mean anywhere. That's
Antarctica.
cold. That's cold. You know, we don't do cold.
Oh,
we
that's
don't
right.
do cold.
Okay, you lucky. Yeah, you.
I don't even own real shoes. No. I have one pair of closed-toe shoes. So I don't do cold places. Do we have to get out?
See, life happens.
Yes.
Okay,
Friendly,
we really outside.
friendliest
This is
police
yeah.
officers
Oh, I
ever.
know,
Aren't
right?
they friendly?
Yeah. Now they be
Helpful.
strapped. The police officers here
It
be
looks
strapped.
scary because he got on a vest. He got on
Yeah.
a Kevlar vest.
Right, but they
that's
don't mess with us. They don't mess with us.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The first time I saw them, the first time I ever saw that militarized thing,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
in PDC and they have like I don't even know what those big guns are called, but they have big guns.
Assault weapons.
Yes, they have
Yeah.
on the glasses. Their faces are covered up. It is
Oh,
so
right.
intimidating.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know they'll pull that thing down and wink at you and smile?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have a whole story because I lost my phone in Mexico and a police officer, this would have never happened
We're
in the States.
Playa?
In Playa. They took me to the place where my phone was pinging and they told the lady who owned the home to open up and let her come in here and look for her phone. Escorted me through and she was just as cooperative. I
out.
wish I was telling a story.
So your phone was in our house?
It was pinging at that address.
Okay.
But of course, when we got there, we couldn't find it because it had died and I couldn't ring it. But when I tell you, he allowed us to walk through the entire house, even the upstairs. He unlocked everything. He said, "Are you okay? Are you satisfied? Are you?" He said, "We can't find it. I promise."
Wow.
The same guy with the
Right,
and the
right.
whole, because when he pulled up, I was like, "Oh my God!" In the States, you feel like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in trouble," or something. It may not go
'Cause they make
in
you
my
feel that way.
favor. Yeah, because we don't. Well, I'm not gonna say, but you understand the history of black folks and the police.
Right. In the States.
It's not that. I've never had a problem with a police officer
Yeah,
abroad. Period. And I've gone to some dicey places. I'm not. Y'all, I went to Cambodia. Now let me tell you.
Oh,
that
okay.
was a little touch and go, but still, I was never really worried about my personal safety. I didn't know a lot of people there. That's the one place where black in might not work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You might not find a whole. You can still Google it, and something will come up, but it's not gonna be this. It's not gonna be
Right.
that. So I won't send anybody off thinking you're gonna find this in Cambodia. But there is a community there, absolutely.
Okay.
But
So you're gonna make me cry, and then you're gonna leave. Cause okay, now this is the funny thing. So we haven't seen each other in about 1.5 years, and we've been together probably maybe 3 hours now.
nonstop.
Right, trying to catch
Nonstop.
up. It's like, what did you do? Where did you go? What did you see?
Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
What
Yeah,
you
we
doing
already got
tomorrow?
planned. Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna go back to Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want you to tell all your business, but
I tell all my business.
I
on
know
the
you do,
internet.
but
I tell
still.
all my travel business.
all
on
your
the
travel
internet.
business.
Yeah.
Right. So when you leave Chiang Mai, wait, we talked. So you got some other Latin American spots you want to hit, right?
I do, but I'm
'Cause-
gonna do it when I come back. I'm gonna do Mexico for the month. I'm gonna hit all my friends here in Mexico because why not? I love them.
Thank you.
We love you too. I'm telling you, it's real good. So I'm gonna visit all my family here in Mexico. Then I'm going back to Chiang Mai. I'll probably settle for a month because generally after a run like this, I need to lay down, regroup,
decompress,
get back to work, get back into a workflow, and then I want to hit China. I haven't seen the Great Wall of China, so I want to do that. And I am telling y'all, Japan is special. I'm going back.
Are you going back to Japan?
I'm going back. I don't double back.
boss.
I promise you I'm going back. I didn't do Japan right. So y'all watch the first videos. They were good. Watch the second ones. Oh, we're going to do Japan right.
Really?
I had no idea. Japan is special. Yes. And it's not the kind of place that you show up to. You know, like we can pop in. You can pop into PV.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. You're going to be fine. You can pop into Mexico City. You'll be fine. It's not that kind of place. You want to plan because there's so much to see, and it is a little bit expensive, and things are so spread out that it requires a little bit more planning so that you use your time wisely. So Japan again, the Great Wall of China.
Okay.
And I'm done. I'm done with Southeast Asia. I think I did it all. I saw it all. I saw everything I wanted to see. I saw Mount Fuji. I saw it all.
Really?
Yes, it was a good run.
Don't be surprised if I find some ridiculously cheap
better.
ticket and I end up popping over there.
You better. I'll be there for sure until October. And you know wherever I am, you're welcome. I'll stay
thanks,
longer.
sis.
I'll stay longer because I just need to get back here. I'm going to Colombia next.
So Colombia and Costa Rica
Yeah.
are on my list. Yeah.
We got to collaborate.
Absolutely.
We got to get that.
Yeah, definitely want to do that. Cartagena, Medellin, Bogota. Yeah.
You know the route.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
the spots.
Now I really want to get to South America. I want to do Brazil, but that Portuguese situation.
Oh yeah, that you can't learn that off the cuff. We know
Yeah.
Spanish.
Right.
He really knows Spanish. I know some
learning
Spanglish.
Right. Yeah, I got Spanglish now, but I'm learning Spanish.
But he can get us around. I know that he can communicate with the taxi driver. He can get us food. I know.
Right.
I'm
gonna
safe
get
for
you
my
home
brother.
and I'm gonna get you fed. You good? Absolutely.
What else does a girl need? You need your brother to help make sure you get home safe and make sure you're fed.
There you go.
And we did that today. We did it today, brother.
We did.
And we got content done.
Done and done.
How about that?
Well, we appreciate y'all rolling with us and seeing what's happening with Lack to Legacy and Melody Man Travels. And we're glad that we're back together, get to see each other and hang. And we want y'all out in these streets with us.
You better come outside.
This is the life to live. So we both got more content coming. I'm gonna start sharing a lot more about my story and how I got here. And there's gonna be some special class coming up for you guys to help you get on this journey. So more about
Focused
that
on the
to
guys.
come.
Focused on men.
So my channel is primarily for men, and clearly I have women who are following and has joined the family. Thank you, ladies. You are welcome, and we appreciate you here and want your comments. But primarily for men, and here's why. Black women got this thing on lock. Y'all out here moving and shaking and doing all the things fearlessly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And not to say that brothers aren't fearless at all, because, clearly we're not. But I think there's a disconnect or a challenge that brothers have in seeing living this life. And because we aren't socially conditioned to share and emote and relate to one another, the few of us who are out here kind of keep it to ourselves.
I can see that.
I was on Chapultepec one day, and I'm on my bike, and this brother's on his bike, and we could see each other coming, and he just rolled up and stopped. He was like, "Hey," and he was a brother from London.
Oh wow!
And we start chatting, and he's a personal trainer and a dance instructor, blah blah blah. He's been out here for 8 years. And I'm like, I have never seen you, ain't seen you on social media. And he's got a social media presence, but it's centered around his work. Kind of stuff. But there are a few brothers that are out here, but we're kind of quieter to ourselves, or they're here with their spouses, which is a different dynamic.
That's a whole different expatting situation.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we'll see what's coming up.
My brother's he's out and about. Folks want to talk to him. I'm telling you, he's got good information. Brothers, get connected. We want you all to live too. We want you to live the life of your dream. Live longer, live stronger, live happy, have joyful. Black boy joy is a thing.
Black boy joy is a
It's
thing.
a thing. And we
Yeah.
want you to have it. We want you to have more joy,
Yeah.
more love, more ease.
And you don't have to be a millionaire or anywhere near to live this lifestyle.
You do not. But if you want to be a millionaire,
Nah, you need to talk to my girl.
we got you. We got some stock
Absolutely.
picks for you. I do not give financial advice.
Yeah.
But we do talk about financial literacy, and we do this work together. That's what I really love.
Absolutely.
We are about community. At the end of the day, what we have formed in place of our families and all that infrastructure that we had in the States, we have formed it on the go with one another. So we are definitely a community.
Because if I'm eating, you eat.
You see what I'm talking about? If I got $5, you got $5.
There
Not
it
even
is.
$2.50.
Right. We both got $5, right.
If I got $5, you got $5. We don't
Absolutely.
even. That's how we roll.
That is how we roll.
Come get some of this good.
Okay. We'll see you next time. Melanin Man Travels, Lack to Legacy.
Peace.